maybe God's house in Akenham, St Mary's Church, but it is said that the devil also sleeps here. And the saying goes, if you walk 13 times anti-clockwise around this particular church without stopping, the devil will arise and get up to no good, no doubt. So I'm not sure if we're going to try that or not.
No.
It's not worth it, really.
He's meant to be out of a cracked grave, but...
Yeah, he's supposed to be asleep underneath a cracked tombstone or a gravestone. But there are one or two here, so which particular one it will be, I don't know. But I suppose if we walk around the church 13 times, we'll probably find out. But I'm not really interested in doing that. There's enough trouble in the world without raising more. But if you ever do come over to this church, give it a go, because you never know. And if you do give it a go, put it on video so we can all watch, see what happens. Some paranormal groups have tried it and said that the atmosphere has changed after walking around 13 times, but I'm not sure. I haven't got much faith in it myself. I don't think Jenny has either. We've got to take a look inside the church in a while, and hopefully we'll get some kind of EVP responses. So, it's the first church I've been to with a plough. The old-fashioned type of plough in here, horse-drawn. First impressions, Jen?
Well, I sense there's some presence here. I've thought I've heard whispering in the background from time to time. I don't think it's going to be very hard to catch on any of our devices, but we only have just got here. I'll switch my video light on now. I'm feeling nauseous.
There's a voice there. Quite a long sentence. Hello? Just heard a couple of people talking here. Quite a long sentence. Hello? Could you say that again, please? Everyone's supposed to go, Have you got a name? Interesting.
So you heard a sentence, male?
It's whispered, obviously. It could be a lady. But then I had a quite distant one. And that's the right tone as well. Hello, would you like to talk to us, please? My name's Dean.
where's Jenny?
That's Jenny sitting in one of the front pews there.
After much searching around this consecrated ground, this St Mary's Church in Akenham, we found the tombstone of Joseph Ramsey. He was a 2-year-old unbaptised child, and his parents lived in the parish of Akenham, but the reverend who has preached at this church didn't like the idea of him being buried in this graveyard because he was unbaptised. So he refused it, and there was a bit of an uproar about it, legal action or what have you, and he finally gave in and said, okay, but there won't be any service. There was another uproar about this, and Drury left with the hump, went out the gate and locked it. Luckily, the parents who preached at this church in Ipswich, they asked the vicar there if he would hold a little service for the child, and he kindly agreed. And with him and some parishioners from Akenham had to lift his coffin over the fence to what was a meadow once, do a little service for the poor child, and then lift the coffin back onto this consecrated ground and bury him here. And as Dean and I have noticed, we don't know if it's because of lost gravestones or anything, he seems to be all on his own at the back of the church. But never mind, he did a really important job and role by changing the Burial Act in 1880.
The Burial Laws Amendment Act of 1880 occurred because of a 2-year-old boy called Joseph Ramsey. This basically meant that anyone of any belief, any religion, believer or non-believer, could be buried within consecrated grounds in England. Right, I'm going to go up to the pulpit now, which I don't know for sure whether it's the original, but chances are it probably is, where the Reverend Drury used to spit hellfire and damnation to his congregation, and when they had problems with that 2-year-old child being buried in the grounds of this church. Okay, I'll be quiet for about a minute. I thought that was you saying that. The Reverend Drury here. Could you make a sound or move something to show that you'd like us to go?
You keep on forgetting to bring your cane too, don't you? You keep forgetting to bring your cane too.
I've got it in the bag.
Oh.
I haven't got much faith in it. So I don't care how much.
Does it feel cold in here? Does it? I've got cold hands as well. All you sinners here, each hard to believe that if this is the actual pulpit where Reverend Drury would shout his threats and made everyone fearful of God. Do you wish to communicate? Can you not? Was that you? Thank you.
That was one of the keys behind us.
Can you knock again? I'd very much appreciate it if you would. Just do feel like it's, well, it is a lot colder here, but because it is darker, isn't it, this bit, because of the sun. You've got the window open there as well, but it's not cold outside.
It's a dark corner of the church though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you notice it as well.
Are there any members of the congregation with us today? I think there's a young lady here, isn't there? What's your name? Is Mary here today? Peter? Michael? George? What's the time? During the latter stages of World War II, a German bomber was flying overhead, and I think they had a few spare bombs, so they decided to drop them before returning home. Unfortunately, one or two landed near this church and destroyed the stained glass windows. So all they did was replace these with some rather boring functional windows which are with us today. Got your torch here.
Quite hot, isn't it?
So,
You've been holding it?
yeah. Hot stuff. Is that you?
Smelling like plastic towels. There's nothing else you've got to notice.
Yeah. Got it all.
Thank you for having us in your lovely church, but as you know, you have to stay here.
Yeah, gotta stay here.
You have to stay here. You're not welcome to come with us or follow us. This is your domain. Amen.